Morning. We're going to need some extra energy this morning. It's great to be with you. My name's Jeremy. I'm the pastor here at the Grove Cottage Grove, and we are a new church that exists to grow goodness. So my hope is that you're being here in the room with us today. You're watching us online. You're somehow interacting with us out in the community throughout the week is somehow nurturing healing, wholeness, and beauty in your life. Hopefully when you came in this morning, you got one of our worship handouts. It has some of the most important information you're going to want to know about the church and all that's going on. As you open it up, on the inside, left-hand side, there's information about how we got started, what our values are, how to give to make sure we're able to continue to make all of this possible, not only for us, but for the people arriving next. On the right-hand side, there's information about kids in worship. I'll come back to that in just a moment. And then we also have our worship insert, which is your opportunity to let us know that you're here with us today or to request any information that you might be curious about. So on the front-hand side, there's a place where you can put your contact information, and then on the back, there are boxes where you can check different things that you are curious and learning more about. There's also a spot for prayer requests if there's anything that you would like us to join you in praying about. You can fill that out at any point during or after the service and drop it in the baskets at the back at any point during or after the service. Then as you turn to the back, we have our 3 announcements that we are keying in on in this season. It is a beautiful day, and we are moving into, it's not summer yet in Minnesota, but it's starting to feel more and more like summer. So one of the things that happens every year at the Grove is that we move outside for the summer, beginning on Memorial Day weekend. It's a great opportunity. It's also a lot more work. And so if you are willing to, on occasion, help us to do the setup and tear down every week, we have a sign-up that's available if you go to that QR code and to our link tree. The second thing happening also on that first Sunday is Bring Your Pet to Church Sunday. It's a great opportunity for us on a holiday weekend to just do something a little bit fun. The one question or the one thing that we ask is that if you bring a pet, make sure it's one that is not easily edible nor will be eaten by another pet. Beyond that, you can bring whatever kind of pet you want. We have dogs and cats. We have had tortoises. We have not had a snake, but if you have a snake and you want to bring it and you can guarantee that it's not going to eat another one, you're welcome to bring a snake. Or if you have another pet, goats. I know we have at least one person who has goats as well. You're welcome to bring a pet that week. It's also a great opportunity to invite other people for a fun thing on a holiday weekend. And then the last thing is around getting involved. One of the best ways to contribute to the life of the church and get to know other people is through getting involved. And we have a couple upcoming opportunities to get involved in very practical things, including our garden, which is about to get back up and going in the next couple weeks. Again, you can learn more about that or all the other things that are going on here at the Grove by going to that QR code, which brings you to Linktree, where you can chase after all of the information that you're curious about and ignore the stuff that you're not interested in. The other thing is around kids. So kids are valued members of this community. We don't just say that, but we mean it, and we try to make sure we make that to be the lived experience for them. So they're welcome in the worship center throughout the service. We have activities in the backs of the chairs for them. We have wiggle space on the left hand, my left, your right-hand side for them to be able to move their bodies throughout the service. We also have programming. So we have our nursery, which is available for birth through age 3, and then our Grove Kids, which is available for ages 4 through 5th grade. In just a few minutes, we will sing them out to go where they need to go to participate in their age-based their age-appropriate, play-based programming, and the one thing that we ask for is a registration for them. So you can grab a card from the back, or you can scan the QR code, and that gets sent to our leaders, so we make sure that they have what they need. That is it for announcements. So at this point, we're going to move into Connection Point, which is our opportunity to connect with people around you and to kind of lower the anxiety level a little bit. We have one discussion question that everybody can kind of go in knowing what to talk about. If you have no idea what to talk to this stranger about, you can at least have this one thing that we're all going to talk about. So in just a moment, we're going to ask you to stand up, find someone you don't know or don't know very well, introduce yourself, and then it's a very special holiday today.
Yeah.
May the 4th be with you. That might be really meaningful to some of you, or some of you are like, what are you talking about? And there's others who are like, ew, that's gross, don't talk about that. So the discussion question for the connection point today is Star Wars. Yay? Ew? Or meh? That's it. If you have something else to talk about, you can feel free to do so, but that's at least the question that we will offer up to you. So with that, why don't you stand up, find someone near you don't know or don't know very well, introduce yourself, discuss this question, and we'll circle back up in a few minutes. Ready, go.
Would you stand as you're able? I know we're a small crew today. But the beauty of worship and our time together doesn't matter the size, right? So as you'd like during the next song, as a reminder, we do have a prayer wall over here. You're certainly welcome to come up further if you'd like. This is your space, so please utilize how you'd like today.
just look outside and I just think of all the things that are growing and springing forth into new life and reminding us of that growth that's always there for us in our lives and those beautiful things that are to come. May it be so.
You may take a seat.
So some of you know that I'm a big information person. I like collecting lots and lots of information. Sometimes it's completely irrelevant. I just like collecting information because I find it fun. But often I use it strategically because information is how I try to understand and order our world, and how I can try to understand and order things when everything else around me is chaotic and confusing. So if I can learn about a topic, it can help me to understand it, where it's come from, so I can know what to do with it now and what to do going forward. So I'm big on reading and on podcasts and any way that I can collect information to kind of prepare myself for confusing and chaotic times. And I don't know if this has been your experience, but felt like the last few years have been a little confusing and chaotic. Maybe a little bit for you too. So what that has meant for me is I've been diving even more into information to try to figure out and order this world and my place within it, trying to understand where we're at now and where we go from here by learning more about what's come before us and where we've been. Because if we can learn more about where we've been, then maybe we can do something more where we're at now and going forward. So that's been a whole lot of reading and learning about our history, especially our history as a country. And if you pay attention to history and you don't run away from history, if you just scratch a little bit at the surface, our history, especially as a country, is often not very pretty. It's actually filled with a whole lot of violence and inequality and racism, and that those things are often more representative than the things that we hold up as representative. When we say things as a country, we are for liberty and justice for all. Often our history has been more represented by violence and inequality and racism. One of the people that I have looked to quite regularly is Martin Luther King Jr., and everybody knows Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, or at least the one line from Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, which is what? Everybody seems to agree on, we should not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. This is the line that we learn and that often gets plastered on all of social media on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But there's other lines within his speech which I think are less palatable, maybe, because they're a little bit more difficult to hear. And it's lines like this one from the I Have a Dream speech. It is obvious that America has defaulted on its promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given its people a bad check, and a check which has come back marked insufficient funds. We're not trending super young here, but there's a couple younger people in the room. You know what checks are, or promissory notes? Lydia, do you know what a check is? Okay. So just to rehash the idea, a check or a promissory note is this piece of paper where you are handing over, you're writing your name on it, and then a certain amount. And the point of it is you're going to give this piece of paper to someone as a promise that there's actually money behind it. And when they go and try to cash it, they have this promise that there's going to be a fund that can be drawn from because there's money to support it. The problem becomes if there's not any funds that are there and it's a bad check, it is once again just a worthless piece of paper. And for so often in our country's history, we've been handing over worthless pieces of paper. These are things that we can't deny, that we cannot and we should not deny. and that we have largely failed on delivering life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness for people who largely don't look like me. And so we could stand up here, I could stand up here and I could rail all about the bad things that our country has done and continues to do. And I can also say, and despite it all, some good can come from this American experience. Don't take my word for it. Take Martin Luther King Jr.'s word for it. Again, in that very same speech, here is what he concluded. Maybe this bank was not so empty and needed to be gotten rid of after all. We refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. And so we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us, upon demand, the riches of freedom and the security of justice. He was disappointed, and we can be disappointed precisely because we know what we are capable of. My argument today is that that same thing that we say about our country can be true of the church as well. So last week we started a series that we're going to be going through for the rest of this month called Know Your Why. The idea is that if we understand why we do things and why we believe things, it gives us our reason and fuels what we do and why we do them. Last week we did a Q&A. I started the Q&A with the question, why Jesus? And today we're turning our attention to why church, which can be a tricky thing because, well, for a few reasons. The church has been in decline in the United States and across a lot of the Western world for decades at this point. And so there's been a lot of attempts to try to revive it and try to do things to reinfuse it and start gathering more people. And so there's questions like, can we rebrand the church? Can we give it a new name? Can we put on a big, attractive show to get people to show up and get excited about it? Can we engage with the youths on TikTok? Maybe this is the way to grow and expand the church. I say that as someone who has planted a church that underwent a rebranding process, tried to deliver compelling programming for people, and the Grove has a TikTok account. So yeah. So I want to acknowledge all that and say those aren't the things, and they haven't been the things that have reinvigorated the church. Because no matter what we do, no matter what glossy sheen we put on it or try to put on it, the church, like the United States, has a pretty messy history and has often written some pretty bad checks. We have 2,000 years of history at this point of the church in many ways, big and small, been responsible for all kinds of bad things. Anti-Semitism and imperialism and sexism and wars and slavery and homophobia and abuse and Christian nationalism that leads to pictures like this. Church can be messy, and church can be painful, and church has left many people with lots of scars. If you've heard some of my story, I've been left with many of those scars. And despite it all, I don't think the bank account of the church is yet empty. And the reason is that there is a wealth of stories, there's a wealth of experience that says that the church can be a really beautiful thing when the church is at its best. We hold it to high standards. We are disappointed in it because we know what it is capable of. And we see that from the very earliest days of the earliest followers of Jesus. So here we have the story of the very earliest followers of Jesus gathering in Jesus' absence for the first time. And it looked like this. This is from Acts chapter 2. They committed themselves to the teaching of the apostles, the life together, the common meal, and the prayers. Everyone around was in awe, all those wonders and signs done through the apostles. And all the believers lived in a wonderful harmony, holding everything in common. They sold whatever they owned and pooled their resources so that each person's need was met. They followed a daily discipline of worship in the temple, followed by meals at home. Every meal a celebration, exuberant and joyful as they praised God. People in general liked what they saw. every day their number grew as God added those who were saved. The first Christians, the early church, was not perfect. It's full of really messy people. People who screwed up over and over and over again. People who excluded others from being a part of their community. People who imagined God's grace to be too small and too limited. People who fought constantly about their beliefs about God and about politics. Does this sound familiar at all? And despite it all, they were unified by their commitment to one another and their commitment to this way of following Jesus, this dream that Jesus had for the world. And so they gathered regularly, they showed up for one another, they took care of one another, they grew a community where no one had too much and everyone had what they needed. And outsiders took notice, and many outsiders said, that's a community that I want to be a part of. And there were outsiders who said, that community is not for me, but I love what they have going on, and I would love to see more of that, even if it is not for me to participate in. I think one of the sad ironies is that this 2,000-year-old institution that has become known for exclusion and being immoral and like covering up bad things like abuse began as a community that looked like Acts 2, where everyone was welcome, included, and cared for. It's the sad irony of this whole thing. And once again, despite it all, I haven't given up on the church. I have high standards, and that's why I can feel disappointed and encouraged by what it can be. We say constantly about us as individuals, God's grace abounds. No one is beyond God's grace. And I believe that for this 2,000-year-old institution as well. That we as an institution are not beyond God's grace, and that it can transform us and to do pretty incredible things. But I have a vested interest in this because I'm a pastor of a church, and I have to will myself to believe it. And so I would tell you, don't take my word for it. Instead, I'd encourage you to take the word of a growing number of people who are outside of the church walls, who look at the current state of Christianity and the church in the United States and in the Western world and says, we need more church. And ironically, perhaps, some of the strongest voices who are saying that are non-religious people or agnostics or even atheists. Two examples that I'll give to you. The first is from a writer. I've referenced him before. His name is Derek Thompson. He's a staff writer for The Atlantic. And last year he wrote an article called The True Cost of the Church-Going Bust. Let's read a few words from Derek Thompson. As an agnostic, I've spent most of my life thinking about the decline of faith in America in mostly positive terms. Organized religion seemed to me beset by scandal and entangled in noxious politics. So I thought, what is there really to mourn? Only in the past few years have I come around to a different view. Maybe religion, for all of its faults, works a bit like a retaining wall to hold back the destabilizing pressure of American hyper-individualism, which threatens to swell and spill over in its absence. Religious ritual often requires that we make a contact with the sacred in the presence of other people, whether in a church, mosque, synagogue, or over a dinner table prayer. In other words, the religious ritual is typically embodied, synchronous, deep, and collective. Making friends as an adult can be hard. It's especially hard without a scheduled weekly reunion of congregants. Finding meaning in the world is hard too. It's especially difficult in the oldest systems of meaning-making, hold less and less appeal. It took decades for Americans to lose religion. It might take decades to understand the entirety of what we lost. So again, this is coming from an agnostic who looked upon the decline of religion as a good thing, recognizing, oh, wait a second, maybe we as a society and as individuals needed something like a vibrant, compelling church. If that's not enough, I have another example for you from an author named Jonathan Rauch. Jonathan Rauch just recently released a book called Cross Purposes, Christianity's Broken Bargain with Democracy. This is a clip from a podcast called the Bulwark Podcast, where he was talking about his book. So 2-minute clip. Listen to what he has to say.
So the point here is, yeah, there's a church of fear, but it's shrinking. It's not growing. It is proving unattractive. So Tim, the core of this book is not Christianity, yay, we need more of it. It's the teachings of Jesus Christ, the core doctrines of Christianity. We need more of that. And that what we find again and again in America, but also throughout history, when the church gets corrupt, when it substitutes the gospel of power and life in this world from the gospel of truth and life in the next world, it gets into trouble. Because the appeal of Christianity, it's a countercultural religion, it's a radical religion, but it asks people to do 3 things. The first is not be afraid, the second is imitate Jesus, and the third is forgive each other. And those are 3 things that James Madison and the founders also needed people to do for the sake of liberalism. Don't be afraid means it's not the end of the world if you lose an election. Have some faith in the system. You'll learn something from being out of power. You'll come back stronger. You won't try to steal the election or lie about the election. Imitate Jesus translates into treat every person as an end unto themselves, not a means unto an end. Every person has dignity. Treat them with dignity, especially the least of these, especially the minorities. There are some things that government should just never do to minorities and to the weak. Like, I don't know, grab them off the street and send them to a dungeon in El Salvador for no reason. And the third, forgive each other. That means politics is not about, to use a phrase, retribution. It's not about demolishing and crushing the other side. They're still citizens. They're still your countrymen. You share the country after you win an election. Those are the cores of Republican virtue. So my claim in this book is Christianity would be a lot more attractive and appealing as a religion, and also could do a lot more to heal the country if it returned to its own Christian roots. A strange thing for a, atheist gay Jew to tell the church.
So again, the atheist gay Jew has written a book saying this is why we need a vibrant, expansive church in the United States. If you listen closely to the quote that I read, to what he had to say, and even if we look back at the story from the book of Acts, there are these 3 dynamics that kind of raise to the top, where when we ask the question, why church, it's like, oh, these 3 things are the things that stand out that say, this is why the church is important for us as individuals, for a collective community, and honestly, for the world. So the first is this vertical dynamic. It's actually important for us to understand that we are not alone, that there's something or someone that is beyond us. And it's helpful to have a belief that this something or someone that is beyond us cares for us and loves us. There is something to be said for the experience of grace in our lives. And often that experience gives us purpose and gives us meaning that allows us, it's that collective why that allows us to go out and live a certain way in the world because of that vertical connection that we have. Can you find that elsewhere, outside of the church? Yeah, you can probably find purpose and meaning and a sense of something beyond yourself outside of the church. And study after study has shown that people who are religious, not necessarily Christian, but people who are religious, have a much easier time finding purpose and meaning in their lives than people who are not. So that's number one. There's a vertical dynamic that can be at play. Then there's a horizontal dynamic. In this increasingly digital and disconnected world, being a part of a church provides meaningful connection. provides opportunity to grow relationships and grow friendships. And it's an opportunity to find a place where you belong alongside other people. Again, can you find this elsewhere? Absolutely you can. Absolutely you can find friendships and meaningful connection and a place to belong outside of the church. But there's something to be said for a set place and a set time where you're gathering with other people that you have these shared purposes and shared beliefs around that makes that connection, those deepening connections more likely. So there's the vertical dynamic, there's a horizontal dynamic, and then we also see this societal dynamic where it goes beyond us to the larger communities in the world of which we're a part. What we've seen and what you can hear in those two responses that we heard from an agnostic and from an atheist is a society without a vibrant, compelling, expansive Christian presence is often more hateful. Often there's more sickness and more hunger. There's less justice. Once again, can a society be kind and compassionate without the church? Yeah, probably. But it's more difficult with a church that is antagonistic or completely absent. Next week, we are going to turn our attention to why the Grove specifically. We went from why Jesus to why the church. Next week, we're going to talk specifically about the Grove. But I hope what you're hearing and taking away from this is that beyond simply our specific church, what we should be praying for is the church with a big C at its best. Because when the church with the big C is at its best, when people who say they are followers of Jesus are actually following Jesus and his way of being in the world, that's good for everybody. And so we should be advocating for a growing, a vibrant, and expansive United Methodist Church. And we should also be praying for and hoping for a vibrant and expansive Catholic Church. And we should be praying and hoping for a vibrant and expansive Lutheran Church. And we should be praying and hoping for a vibrant and expansive Presbyterian Church. And yes, as hard as it might be to believe or to say or to will yourself into we should be praying and advocating for a vibrant and expansive evangelical church. We are better people and our world is a better place when collectively people are saying this Jesus guy is worth following alongside other people and worth bringing to our communities and to our world. Now, of course, we can't control how other people respond. We can't control how other churches respond and what they do, but we can do our part. So let's do it, and let's be that kind of church. May that be so. With that, we are going to move into our time of communion. Communion is a meal for the gathered community of people. In some of his final moments with his closest followers, Jesus shared this meal, which is a retelling of a very old story that they would tell amongst themselves about God acting in and through God's people, acting decisively on their behalf. And as he gathered together with them to share this meal, he didn't tell them, this is exactly what you need to do, this is exactly what you need to believe, you all need to get along. Instead, he gave them a practice to be doing together as often as they could. So as he sat down for this meal with them, he took a loaf of bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and said, "Imagine that this is my body, which is given for you. Do this as often as you eat it in remembrance of me." Then after the meal, he took a cup. He said, "Imagine that this is my blood poured out for you in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and you drink this cup, you proclaim the Lord's death until he comes again." So we do this as a gathered community, saying that this is important for us to do as individuals, it is important for us to do collectively, and it is important perhaps to invite others into as well. So in just a few moments, we'll invite you to come forward. and we have a little piece of bread that we'll give you, and then you can dunk it in the cup. Just a reminder, we've got plenty of bread, so if you happen to drop it in, don't go fishing after it. We'll just give you another one for you to be able to dunk. And then you can return to your seats. Also, as a reminder, this is open to everyone. It is the Lord's Supper. It's not Jeremy's supper. It is not the Grove Supper. That means communion is available to everyone. You do not have to be a member of this church. You do not have to have all of your theology figured out. You do not even have to be an adult. In a few moments, we'll invite our kids back in to participate. The best way to experience the grace of God is simply to experience it. The last thing to know, once again, this is all gluten-free bread that's missing all of the major allergens. So if you have an allergy or celiac, you're welcome to participate alongside all of us. And the wine is not wine. It is grape juice. So if you are in recovery, you are welcome to participate as well. Before I invite you to come forward, I will invite you to follow after me in repeating the mystery of faith. Christ has died, Christ is risen, and Christ is coming again. When you are ready, you are welcome to come forward.
Come all proud, come all greedy, come all liars, come all shame, come all wealthy, receive it to the table, come today. Come all broken, come all needy, come all poor, come all slaves, come all rulers, come be seated, come all sinners, come all saints, come to the table, from near and far, come from the shadows, come out of the dark. There's room at the table. We saved you a seat. Come to the banquet. Come join in the feast. Every race, every nation, come all rebels, come all gay. From the fringes, come to Jesus, to a table full of grace, to the table, come and say, come to
stand as you're able. Teach me that it all belongs, that everything is sacred. I eat the bread and drink the wine, but help me love my neighbor. Show me how to hold this life, 'cause I don't want to waste it. No, I don't want to waste it. Oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. Oh, seeing it all around, that everything is sacred. The ordinary shines and filled with your intentions. And I don't see the lines we draw between secular and sacred. Show me how to hold this life, 'cause I don't want to waste it. No, I don't want to waste it. Oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. Oh, seeing it all around, that everything is sacred. That everything is sacred. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Sing life is a gift. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. Oh, seeing it all around, that everything is sacred. That everything is sacred.
We are going to get you out early into this beautiful day. But before we do that, a reminder, another one, just information that you will not have gotten until right now. So first of all, the reminder, we have our annual meeting today immediately following the 11 o'clock service. I imagine that's why the 11 o'clock service will probably be a lot bigger than this one because people are coming to the 11 o'clock and staying afterwards. You're welcome to come back for that, though. We're going to be talking about all of the great things that have happened in the last year, where we're at now, and where we're going to be going from here collectively. There will be food available as well. So if you're able to come back, great. If not, we can get you all of that information by other means. The other thing is next week, we have a fun opportunity. You might know Haley. Haley Peterson is one of our partners here at the Grove. Haley is a professional photographer, and she is going to be offering free family photos throughout the. We're still figuring out the specifics of like when exactly. Is it going to be in between services, during the services, whatever. But she's going to be offering free family photos next Sunday. So if you want to take advantage of that, make sure to be here so that we can celebrate you and that you can get some amazing photos by Haley. Once again, it was so good to be with you on this beautiful morning. One of the things we say at the Grove is the right people show up, and you have shown up this morning when you could be doing lots of other things, and we want to acknowledge that and know how much we appreciate you being here. You're already standing, so I'll have you extend your hands to receive this blessing. As we go, may we pray for the church at its best. And where we are able, may we be the answer to that prayer by being the church at its best. May that be so. Amen.